Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, it's that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your never humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host from way up in the northern countries where it's below zero right now, Quiet.
Hey, like and subscribe or something.
Very nice. And also coming in gloriously under some duress, so I appreciate it, from the left coast. That's right, I'm talking about brain damage. And we are going to have some funny memes for you. But first, a patented trademarked, copyrighted, essential part, really, truly, of every single episode of Facebook for the Blind. You know it. You love it. I'm going to stretch just a bit more here because I need to get my logo in place to do the transition right. Talking about Facebook for the Blind for February 18th, 2025. Depressing news. Been a clusterfuck. I can't even deal with it. There's so much stuff happening. It's coming at me so fast. It's like I'm a compulsive fact checker. And when this many unfacts are spewed, I can't even handle it. I gotta absolutely tell you. Doge is going crazy. Elon's inside the Pentagon. Elon's in our Social Security. They've let some 75,000 people have taken like early retirement. And then everybody that was on probation is like also being let go. Eric Adams, who's ostensibly a Democrat in New York, has somehow worked out a deal with the Trump administration Justice Department so he doesn't have to go to jail and go to court. And now the governor's like, well, you know what? There is an old law in the book that says that I could like fire the mayor of New York. And people are like, well, that's a good rule. You should do that. That sounds good. Meanwhile, 4 of Adams' little deputy mayors have also resigned. Never a good sign when Trump's on your side and all your coworkers are resigning because they don't want to work with you. So that's fun. And I just think I don't know if you guys know Eric Adams, but he's a nut. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, U.S. Senate Republicans have decided that they're going to get way ahead of the House, and they're just going to push all of Trump's tax cuts and bullshit budget matters through the Senate before the House can even get their pants on, which is just funny to me that that's happening. Meanwhile, Elon Musk made 28 false claims and put them out there on Twitter. Things like, I don't know, at Social Security found a bunch of people who are 150 years old collecting checks, which is not true. And of all those 28 false claims, he got 825 million views. Like 1 out of 5 people on the planet saw his stupid tweets that were full of lies. Like that Social Security's got 150-year-old people. Absolutely ridiculous. That's right up there with the $50 million condom bomb. So bullshit is flying. Something that you should probably pay a little bit of attention to are the words that Elon Musk has been using around Doge. I'd like to especially highlight anytime he uses statements that are 14 words long. He's very particular in issuing statements that are 14 words long. You might want to pay attention. You might want to Google what do 14 words mean. Like on on President's Day, which I guess was Monday, he posted some crap with 14 American flags in it. Just a fun little, it's not a dog whistle anymore, people. It's a Nazi fire alarm. That's what I'm freaking saying. Just so you understand here, he retweeted Donald J. Trump saying he who saves his country does not violate the law, which is right up there with Nixon's when the president does it, it's not illegal. Or Hitler or Mussolini or Napoleon or any of the other dictator asswipes that said this kind of crap. Doesn't violate the law. And notice the 14 American flags above it. I gotta know. Do you all know what the heck I'm talking about with 14 words?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. 14 words is Nazi code. Okay. It's code. It basically means, hey, I'm a Nazi. Check me out. And the rubes don't get it. It's going over their head. It's dog whistling. It's pleasing your Nazi base. So, and oh, I didn't even notice that, but apparently posting 14 flags at 1414 is really cool. Wow. I mean, it's just embedded. It's really messed up. It's really messed up. I didn't even catch that part. Loaded with 14s. Loaded with 14s. Also 88s. Now 88s, have you heard of the 88 thing? You'll also see a
Yeah.
lot of things with
It's for
88.
SS.
No, 8 H is the eighth letter of the alphabet.
Oh,
So
for HH. Yeah,
H,
gotcha.
which, nice little.
We don't even have to say it. Yeah.
No, we do not. Here we have Elon giving a Roman salute. What else did I want to talk about? I learned some fun stuff this weekend. I learned like some pretty brainy stuff that I was pretty thrilled about. Like, how everybody's talking about AI. Well, I was reading about this wonderful article from 2022, the effect of spell checkers on spelling competence among English as a foreign language learners, an empirical study. And here's a fun thing. Yeah, if you're using a spell checker, you're not learning to spell. And the more you use it, the less you're going to spell right. The control group, who did not use spell checkers, who hand wrote writing tasks and assignments, performed enormously better at reducing the number of misspelled words in their tasks in comparison to the experimental groups who used spell checkers and grammar. So great. Spell checkers and grammar make us like less smart about spelling. Guess what? Habitual use of GPS negatively impacts your spatial memory during self-guided navigation. The more you use your GPS, the less you actually know your way around and can read a freaking map. You're like, oh boy, that's interesting. Oh crap, I don't have my last one. Oh wait, here we go. So then I was like, well, let's go and take a quick look at like, what are the big wigs though? What are the big wigs that are outside academia? Maybe the private sector over there at Microsoft. They've looked into it. Yes, they have. The impact of generative AI on critical thinking. Guess what? Those of your friends and associates who have high confidence in generative AI is associated with less critical thinking. I know. You're like, this is such common sense, but look at all these words they wrote about him. 23 pages of words with citations and tables. Use of AI is going to make us into the Eloy of the time machine story, man. That's what I'm pretty certain about that. I got to tell you, I don't know what people were talking about where you work, but when I got into work today, all anybody wanted to talk about was that Delta plane crashing and flipping upside down at the Toronto airport. And the most amazing part, nobody was killed.
For our listeners, it flipped upside down before it crashed.
It flipped upside. Yeah, it's true. That's yes. And a lot of people are pointing out that there have been numerous aerial accidents recently. And a lot of folks are wondering if maybe it's because of the Valentine's massacre at the FAA, as Trump fires hundreds from the FAA, despite the deadly air crashes that have already happened on his watch. He's like, you know what we should do? We should de-bloat and deregulate those guys, which is pretty much standard for these crazy people in DC. The banks have given their hearty approval of the Republicans wanting to pull back a Biden-era CFPB rule limiting overdraft fees. Your overdraft fees were limited to $5 recently, but now they're going to pull that back. And there's actually Republicans who are ballsy enough to put their name on a bill that says, we want to increase your bank fees. We want to increase your bank fees, and we want to send hackers into your Social Security and into the freaking Pentagon, like into the Treasury. So fun times there. Fun times there. And it's like, but don't forget, it's not just the Republicans. The Democrats are idiots too. The Democrat that's overseeing the digital assets, he's going to do a little legislation around that. Democrat from Arizona. Yeah, this is your guy, Sammy. Ruben Gallego new senator down there. He's holding a fundraising weekend with investor Mark Andreessen, an enemy of the show. Enemy of the show. And he's extra special enemy of the show, too, because he became a billionaire in our town, and I feel like we could have stopped him. Sorry about that, folks. Very sorry about that. Anyway, he's, the politicians are partying with the billionaires, so everything's going to be great. Hey, luckily AOC is still on our side. She gave a speech in the Congress and said, if you want to start with waste and you want to cut some waste, Elon's defense contracts are over at the Pentagon. And that's what I'm freaking saying. I agree wholeheartedly. The Doge website was hacked and defaced because these little hackers are morons and these experts left their databases open. So that's reassuring. All kinds of people were just tearing them apart, just writing anything they wanted onto it. Allstate is demanding that we delete these quotes by its executive about how using AI to write it's using AI to write insurance emails. And then they contacted Futurism, said, "Hey, cease and desist quoting what I said to you about AI." So yeah, it's just a fun time all the time. Hey, so in the same way that I blame everybody else on this show for being late when it's really my fault, and we all know that and see it coming, the People's Project would like to remind us that Donald Geraldine Trump said that on day 1 I will slash prices, but it turned into on day 22 it's Biden's fault. The Biden inflation is up, so we all saw that coming. Definitely. Another interesting thing that folks were talking about, apparently we played hockey. We played hockey in some kind of cup thing in Montreal. And when they played the Star Spangled Banner, the Canadians booed us.
First of all, that's a compliment.
I know. We know they know who we are.
Yeah.
They know who he is.
Can I be honest with you? We can't boo the Canadian anthem because I wouldn't fucking recognize it.
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't even because I'm
Is it wait. Is it Cotton Eye Joe? I know that one.
I don't know. No. And yeah. And lastly, we always like to close out with a nice heartwarming animal story. This week in the news, the abyssal fish or black devil was recently observed near the coast of the Canary Islands, caught worldwide attention due to the fact that these species inhabit the deep sea, hundreds of meters below. It's ugly. It is a lanternfish with a mouth like Giger's Alien. You know what I mean? The movie? Just like, coming right at you. I got a little lantern thing, but it's really pretty tiny. It's a tiny little alien face thing here. But, still. And by the way, too, a lot of people looked at it and they said he looks like he's going, ah. But, if you flip that upside down, he might be going, ah. And that has been your heartwarming animal story, wrapping up all the news that is worth newsing about for February 18th, 2025. And now handing it back to my beautiful co-host, Wyatt, for a nice, I don't know, about this big, round one.
You're right the first time, Eric. Here comes a big, long, round one. Kicking it off with Trash Can Paul. Listen, I'm having to do my memes a little different than I'm used to, so I can't mix them up the same as before. Just fucking go with me. Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, friend of mine. Keeping it nasty. Keeping it trashy.
Paul.
Keeping it Paul.
Nice.
We got a picture of this guy. It's just a guy. He's in front of a huge Marlboro cigarette sign all lit up. And he says, I only come to this bar to plan how I'm gonna steal this thing. Oh man, hold on. Next up, Trash Can Paul again. There's just one of the cigarettes. You see it. It's one of the cigarettes listed as a black. And he just says, got one out.
Keeping it trash.
I just want to say this man's adventures are very, very important to me.
I know.
Trash Can's back again. This time we see it says weakest, it's a Snapchat photo. It says weakest pit I've seen in 20 years of going to local gigs. It's just sad what the next generation is doing to the scene. And then you see it's just like a bunch of toddlers at some like little kids concert.
I've been to that.
Weakest pit I've ever seen.
Great.
Next up for round one, I got lots of headlines here from the hard times. I know
Hey.
Eric's brought us the depressing news, but we haven't had a good solid dose of the hard times in a while. This is all coming from the hardtimes.net. Friend of the show, hardtimes.net. Listen, if you're not following the hard times, you're missing
Hey.
out on some hard times.
Seriously. Better than the soft times.
You don't, I mean, just you should. Punk awakes in cold sweat. Hard Times is reporting a punk awakes in cold sweat with realization that the LA wildfires might inspire Red Hot Chili Peppers to write new music. Terrifying for me and my kind. Hard Times is back. We got a picture of a guy screaming, and it says, "Friend who brags about, friend who brags about how little sleep he needs, losing his shit again." And as someone who loses my shit all the time, and I only sleep for 4 hours, I feel very called out about this. Really appreciated this one from the Hard Times. You know, other news, mainstream media, they may not report something like this, but the Hard Times, you can count on them. We have a picture of a cop who is doing like a pike kind of position right next to his cop car, and it says, "Cop has ribs removed so he can lick his own boot."
Oh!
It's such a good joke. Oh, here we have two guys. One's a Jehovah's Witness, one is a Tool fan. It says Jehovah's Witness and Tool fan spend all night trying to convert each other. Hard times.
Nice.
And finally, for round one, my last headline from the Hard Times. It's a picture of Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams from Mrs. Doubtfire, and it says House of Pain finally apologizes for the role Jump Around played in the Mrs. Doubtfire divorce.
Oh.
You guys forgot that scene? That's what he's doing. He's partying to Jump Around when his wife comes home. She's all pissed off. Anyway, that's all I have for round one. Kicking it over to Brain Damage.
All right, let's hope I got this thing set up right. Okay, here we got all things Rick and I'm assuming Morty. We got a 4-panel. I don't know who the fuck these people are, and TD aren't here to help me, so we're just gonna go with a bald guy with glasses and some guy with hair. Bald guy with glasses says, "I returned my lizard to the pet shop as he wouldn't stop telling me dad jokes." And the guy with hair looks at him like, "Huh? That's not a lizard. The shop assistant told me that's a stand-up chameleon."
Yeah.
Repo Finder posted, "When my wife is sick in bed and asks for plain toast." And here we have, he assembled some toast and cut it up and made a plane shape with it. That's better than a paper airplane. Solon Inc. just called me out on this one. Says, "I've reached the age where sleeping with the wrong pillow feels like I fell out of a 12-story window, and that happened to me just last week. Fuck! Being old sucks." Transformers fans comedy. Here we have this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels with a Mountain Dew, a baby crying, 2 back-to-back P. Diddy's, Grimlock from the Transformers, P. Diddy again, and then Mountain Dew to top it off. And it says, "There she was, just a walking down the street, singing, do I diddy diddy, make Grimlock not dumb, diddy do." Okay, fuck you. I'm a Transformers fan. 80s Memory Lane has a 2-panel, and it has a beehive labeled video. Then it has Macaulay Culkin labeled the radio star. That's a My Girl reference.
Nice.
Oh no, Mike Selvey, I don't know who the fuck that is. Ain't nothing but a bee sting, baby. There's Macaulay Culkin here with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre back in the old Nothing But a G Thing video. And then we have Hands of the Meme with a mashup of the Hulk with a Photoshop Macaulay Culkin's face on it, and it says, "Macaulay Culkin." I liked it.
Mm.
Here we got, somebody did a cartoon, and it's a doctor delivering a baby. And it says, "A sure sign that your doctor spends too much time online."
Hail Satan!
And the doctor tells the parents, "You've got mail."
Oh, God.
That's an AOL joke. "You've got mail." And last one for me for this round is Gen X only. has a picture of Yoda, and it says, "In case you did not know, Yoda's last name is Lehihu."
Ah. So bad.
Passing it off to you, Eric.
Oh my God, I'm in pain.
Has no last name. Yoda does.
All right, on to my ostensibly wholesome round one. Here we just have the boys from Toy Story. It just says memes, memes everywhere. Here we have the Prince symbol in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's labeled the Gulf formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
I like quite a bit. Anti-QAnon memes, friends of the show, has a post from Ashley Ware. They have reposted Moon Pie, blue check mark at Moon Pie. Says effective immediately. To whom it may concern, thanks to recent geographical updates, we are excited to announce that the landmass previously known as Florida will now be referred to as Moon Pie Town. But Florida is a state, you say. No, Florida was a state. Now it's Moon Pie Town. We can just do this now. Please continue to enjoy your delicious marshmallow sandwiches and don't think too much about it. Smiley face. Moon pie. So, in the official gazetteer of Facebook for the Blind, Moon Pie Town Man is how we shall be telling those jokes. Josh's Stream of Consciousness has this post from AI Biddle. I Biddle? I don't know. It says, one time I saw this New Yorker cartoon with a piece of penne pasta answering the phone and saying, "Fusilli, you crazy bastard, how are you?" And now I cannot cook fusilli without thinking, "You crazy bastard." This segment brought to you by Fusilli. Fusilli pasta. You're looking at a nice pile of cheesy fusilli al telefono. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, why is it called telefono? And then you look at it and you go, oh. If you grew up with a wired corded phone. Fusilli pasta, especially fusilli al telefono, the fusilliest pastaist of Facebook for the Blind. New Mexico Department of Memes and Propagandas had this nice goth-styled one with lots of like cobwebs around the corners and black hearts. And in Gothic font, it says, "Ghosts are white, vampires are dead. Valentine's would be better if it were Halloween instead." Simply Gothic. I sent it to all my goth friends, and they gave me black hearts in response. Here we have Toy Story characters, except that they're in shock because this new pink dildo is walking in and says, "Hi, guys, I'm his mother's toy." I like Woody's eyes are real big. Anyway, there you go. Here we have Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. He said, "Is it summer yet?" asked Pooh. "No, it's still February," said Piglet. "Oh, for fuck's sake," said Pooh.
Dude, I am really, really familiar with this particular page from Winnie the Pooh. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, someone has photoshopped Winnie the Pooh's shirt out, I think.
We don't kink shame on this show, Michael.
You always say that. I do. Not all kinks are created equal, okay? Some of that shit is fucking weird.
Well, it is 9 degrees here in Champaign-Urbana, and it is too cold. And I am with Pooh, and I am feeling as cold as him without his shirt. Moving on. Post from God, friend of the show, blue check mark, the real God, says, "What is it about watching a 4-year-old tell a 78-year-old with the maturity of a 2-year-old to shut up and go away? That is so funny."
It was so good.
Oh my God. The toddler told him to shut up. "You're not the president." And it's just like, he's echoing what his dad says at home. I think that's why God thinks it's so funny. Moving on here, we have this really cool book. It's a book holder. It's a cat wearing glasses reading a book. Oh, and look, he's like going under the words with his tail. He's like doing his tail to like read along with it. That's such a cool little bookend there. Interviewer: "We were looking for a real cat person." Me slowly pushes the paperwork off the desk. Interviewer: "Holy shit." Happy Valentine's Day. Sent this to all my cat friends. It's just a cat with Cupid in his mouth, little wings poking out. You cat lovers.
I bet that cat's a good mouser.
I bet he is. I thought it was so striking, though. I looked at this and I was like, oh, I've seen this. The wings poking out. Happy Valentine's Day. I was on a real cat kick this week, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this extremely standard meme. It's a picture of a cat, and it just says, play toys with me, giving you a very intense look. But I found about 14 million variations on this theme. Lots of cats. Play toys with me. Also this, I don't know, dinosaur. Play toys with me. Cartoon version of the dinosaur. Play toys with me. Squid. Play toys with me. Really cool looking, like skull looking squid here. Play toys with me. Here we have a Japanese cartoon from One Piece, I want to say.
Yeah.
Is the name of it? And the image, it doesn't make any sense. And like Krynos just says, can you fucking man up and play toys outside with me? I guess it's kind of threatening and fun that way. And finally, we have Charlotte. And she said, does anyone want to play cars with me? And she's got a little red car and then some space and a blue car and a red car and a space and a little blue car and a little race car and a little space, and a little red car. And Spoy Page puts in bang, space, bang, bang, space, bang, bang, bang. Charlatan says, my toy.
This is awesome.
And that concludes my wholesome round. Round one, handing it back to you, Michael.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Oh, God. Here we
The
go.
fuck was that, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Listen, man. Everything's weird. All
That's
right. I'm just going to
true.
do some memes for round two, also known as the second round. And did you do this meme, Eric? I wasn't watching.
I sent this to you.
Yeah, I know. And I said dibs. I had already saved it, though, for the record.
I believe you.
Guillotines for a Better America, the group,
Love
shares
them.
rats off to you. Rats off to you. That's got to be rats off to you. Who says, fuck all philosophy except for whatever the hell Diogenes was trying to teach. And then he posts statue of Diogenes, and it says, in a rich man's house, there is no place to spit but his face. I want to tell you, I've studied Diogenes a little bit, and
I thought you had. I thought I remembered that.
I think that guy's actually I think he was just actually fucking psychotic.
Oh,
Just like for back then. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Anyway, I think this is last week. Did I do this one last week, Trash Can? Irish people, when you ask them what 2 + 1 equals, and it's a tree.
Tree.
Yeah.
All right, Stepbro.Steve. He's a friend of the show. We're not proud of it, but we're friends. And it says, get his ass is so hilarious. It's like the modern day version of seize him. Slate at Please Be Nice, who says, I bet the first time a pirate said shiver me timbers, the whole boat lost their fucking minds. Raven at Raven X Simone anyway says, if you see a guy with long hair, he's either gorgeous or fucking weird, and the answer lies in what kind of shoes he's wearing. Rudy Betrayed at Rudy_Betrayed says, what if your first name was Holden and your last name was Berries, and you'd be like, I'm Holden Berries, and everyone would think you were holding berries, LMAO. I'm going to do 2 more. They're both from Carter Hambley at Carter Hambley, who says, pulling back my aggressive dog. Sorry, LOL. He can tell you were born out of wedlock. Carter says this time, he says, girlfriend trying to dump me gently at a restaurant. Meanwhile, I'm combining salt and pepper into one single shaker labeled Compound X. And that's all I got for round 2. The second round, kicking it back to brain damage.
All right. I think I got this going. All right, here we have. Remember, we used to do prank calls growing up?
Oh,
and now look at us. Spam calls paying us back.
Damn.
I don't know who posted that one.
I think I'm still
Dugout
ahead.
Report posted this one's a 4-panel. So the All-Star game for the NBA was this weekend, and Jerry Rice who used to play for the San Francisco 49ers, and Barry Bonds, who used to play for the San Francisco Giants, were opposite captains. And it says never tell Barry he's got no rings, because they got into it a little bit. They were going back and forth roasting each other. And Barry Bonds was like, Jerry's not really from the Bay. I'm from the Bay. And Jerry was like, how many rings do you have? And Barry thought about it because he never won a championship ring. Jerry won 5 of them, or 4 actually. And Barry Bonds responded, I got 2 divorce rings. Oh, it was brutal. And here we've got Hispanics be like, and it just shows Scarface with tremendous amounts of dozens of eggs. So yeah, and he's just looking like this is more of my stacks of money, man. Here we have laughter is the best medicine. Put men at 25 play football. Men at 40 play tennis. Men at 60 play golf. Have you noticed that as you get older, your balls get smaller?
Oh!
I wish that was the case, but we all know they go the other way.
They do. Kitchen Crafty Fun has a picture that says it has somebody with a some kind of red car in the background, and they're holding a chicken wrapped in a it looks to me like construction paper, but I guess it's supposed to be like one of those things that a bouquet of flowers comes in, and it says, "Forget the flowers, times have changed. Gift her a chicken." That looks like it might be roots. I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff. Anyways, we have Horror Lives here. And it says, stupid cutting board. It's the 3rd time it brings my chicken back to life. And he is cutting his tomato on a Ouija board.
Oh.
And then we've got Dying of Laughter says, Reese's thought pink hearts would be cute and not look like balls. But when they turned it upside down, it looks like balls. Dangly ones, that the kind that Michael was talking about when they go the other way. All right, let's just keep it moving. And we have someone named Life with Wes and Allison, and it says he's sleeping on the couch. And it shows someone grabbing some Brussels sprouts, opening some kind of I forget what these Ferrero Rocher candy. I think that's Ferrero. Anyways,
Oh, yeah.
some kind of good ass candy. That he unwraps the gold wrapper and he is putting in Brussels sprouts, preparing the balls of disappointment for this Valentine's Day. Yeah, he's sleeping on the couch. And then I think this is the last one for me to top off this lovely round. It says, Valentine's Day is so commercial. Let's not lose track of the real meaning of this special day. The day Native Hawaiians stabbed British Captain James Cook right in his colonizing fucking neck on February 14th, 1779. And yes, that would do it for me. Handing it off to you, Eric.
Well done. That was the best holiday. Because I got to tell you what, yesterday in some states was President's Day, and I was very conflicted. I just didn't feel like hanging the President's Day decorations or singing the President's Day carols.
Yeah.
Just
I got the day off, but you know, just like a fucking president would, that means that's one fucking day off my paycheck too. So
My fucking kids got the day off, so I had to work and put out fires all day long.
damn.
Nope, no, whatever. All right, moving on. Now to the interstitial round, round 2, the irradiated round, brought to you by friends of the show, Glow Fuck Yourself. Yourself with just gorgeous dragon egg
Cobra Kai, yo.
Cobra Kai butt plug on like a real retro vaporwave sort
That
of.
looks more like a double dragon.
Yeah.
Now I want to fight me a Bobo.
Let me tell you
Brought
what
to
it
you-
is. It's fucking cool as shit.
We have killer sponsors. Glow Fuck Yourself, makers of the perfect phone-mounted GPS butt plug. It's got a phone cradle on it, and this way it's perfect for selfies, video calls, Candy Crush, much more. It's
Love it.
only $45. The Glow Fuck Yourself phone-mounting GPS butt plug. The perfect gift for a loved one in your life who can't put the phone down. Here we have 50 Nerds of Gray, new friends of the show. 50 Nerds of Gray posting this picture. It's a before and after of a pan. And we see one pan has got that glorious brown coating on it, the way I consider it, perfectly seasoned. And then another one is just sparkling clean. It says, wondering how I did it? Boiling water, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, baking soda, lemon juice, soaked it for 25 minutes. After that, it looked the same, so I bought a new one. Been there, done that. The guillotine shouter, I'm sorry, the guillotine shouter at Guillotine Shout says the only downside of a bunch of libertarians getting the Elon Musk brain chip is that their girlfriends might see their head explode, and no child needs to see something like that. Moving on. Oh, speaking of children, here's a beautiful picture of President Musk behind the Resolute desk. And then in one of those little tray chairs you put babies in is a little toddler with blonde hair and a little suit. Yeah. Friend of the show, Allie, up in Madison. Thank you so much for all the cards and letters, Allie. You're a sweetheart. She has reposted this from Feminist News. Says, I'm not concerned about men transitioning to women. I am concerned about Americans transitioning to Nazis.
Yeah, I want to say something about that AI picture.
Okay. Listen.
So
could be Photoshop.
I was seeing all the AI things on Twitter back when I was still on Twitter, which was right up until Elon fucking Nazi saluted. And one day I got on, I was like, all right, I'm going to find AI generator, like image generator that I can, make some funny pictures. And so I went to a ton of them, dude. And every time I would start with the same question. I would say, are you allowed to create degrading and dehumanizing images of politicians, American politicians? And every single one of them said no. And so then I would just write to it, you're a fucking poser. And then I would go to the next one. So that's all I have to say. AI is not our friends, man. They're fucking bootlickers already. It's artificial intelligence. It's brand new. It's just fucking got here and it's already a bootlicker. Sorry.
Here's the thing, man. I can't believe anybody believes we can make artificial intelligence when we don't even know how to make natural intelligence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know how to do it. I've done it twice.
Moving on. Here we have a nice cartoon of Vladimir Putin, and he's holding a piece of paper labeled Ukraine deal. In the background is a picture of Hitler, and he's wearing a red hat that says, make appeasement great again. And
exactly.
Caption, München 2.0. And, you can say what you want about, the Europeans meeting over there in München, but, yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's all very sad. It's all very sad, to be honest with you. Here we have a Valentine's Day picture, and we have an orange bloated man making kissy faces at Vladimir Putin and handing him a Ukraine-shaped Ukraine that says to Vlad, Ukraine. And then we see Cupid in the background, and he's protesting, don't blame me, I never fired a shot. Yeah, it does look like love. Looks like love between Trump and Putin. Here we have the scumbag. I don't know what they call this guy. He's the long-haired guy in the tie, and he tenses his fingers together, and it always says trade offer. This comes from Zoe One Nun, and it says trade offer. I receive unregulated banking system with no protections for people and no avenues through which to address consumer concerns. You receive $2. And guys, I talked to people who actually believe that Elon is going to take this $711 that's in the CFPB budget, that's the balance that's in their books, their operating books, and he's going to return it to American taxpayers. And I asked every one of them that said it, I was like, do you want to make a cash wager? I will bet you $2. This does not happen Satan. In 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, pick a time frame, dumbass. But they literally believe it. Anyway, I'm a little over halfway through here. The New Mexico Department of Memes and Propaganders has this post with a guy I think is from Breaking Bad, maybe Better Call Saul.
Breaking Bad.
Jesse's making
Yeah,
a
it's
page.
Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Jesse from Breaking Bad, he's shouting out a window, and Sextronaut has captioned it, "How can lawyers argue without crying?" And Light Pete Sound has a picture of Better Call Saul, and he says, "I'm a lawyer. Let me tell you, it gets pretty super close, dude." Arguing while crying. That's a Tears of a Clown joke there. Here we have a wonderful painting of Elon Musk doing a Roman salute with a toddler Donald Trump on his head. And there were so many different like captions of this, and I'm not even going to go on with it, but everybody also said, here's Elon Musk walking around with this little human shield going anywhere in public. It's the old guy, it's the rich guy in the tuxedo on Titanic who's like, "I have a child." Uh-huh. Don't shoot. Yeah, he knows we want to. Go ahead, couple, 3, 4 more here. New Mexico Department of Memes and Propaganda's second appearance in the show has this, just one of the people on my please have a massive stroke list. And in a Reddit thread, R behind the bastards. And if you're not following R behind the bastards, I don't know how you're keeping up with all the bastards. You're missing out. Mark Andreessen, billionaire, Project 2025 architect, known on Epstein Island as the human butt plug. And we noticed that in this unphotoshopped photo of Andreessen rubbing his palms together as though he's seeing Epstein Island off in the distance, he does have a very pointy head. Brought to you by Glow Fuck Yourself. Glow Fuck Yourself with, I mean, look at it, guys. That angle is tight. The human butt plug. Captioned by, "I will trebuchet this individual into space gulag." And if you're not following, "I will trebuchet this individual into space gulag," I don't know how you're populating your Legion of Doom, but that's where we get ours here at Facebook for the Block. So friend of the show, Darren Dirda, and that really is his name. It's a freaking cool name. He posted quite a bit of detail about the new Doge logo. Okay, posted February 9th. Look at the Doge logo. Department of Government Efficiency. Oh, it's got a golden gear around the O, and it has 14 teeth. Oh, look, the American flag showing 8 stars, surrounded by a circle with 8 stars. But there's a cute little corgi in an American flag, and 99% of the people that see this will not understand anything at all about that. To remind you, the number 8 is highly significant to a certain party because the 8th letter of the alphabet is H, and 2 of them together represent a certain Roman salute. Finally, here's a picture of Elon Musk in the early days in sort of a German daguerreotype font, and it just says, "Hair plugs." I posted it with a caption of "Chaos Meister" and some words that were a German insult that basically meant a butt with ears. Hair plugs. Das Chaos Meister. And that wraps up my irradiated, irreverent, irrational, interstitial round 2. Handing it back to you, Michael, for I believe the penultimate round.
Yeah, we're penultimate already. Hard to believe.
Keeping it ultimate.
Hard to believe we got here in only 45 minutes.
Oh, less than that.
All right, kicking off round 3. Not sure, really. I guess we're going to see. Actually, I don't even know. I didn't clip the name for this one, but it's probably Trash Can Paul or somebody like that. Anyway, it's a text message conversation, and the first person says, "I bet you'd die in some fuck-ass way like Abraham Lincoln." Next person says, "You can't just text someone that." I can't read that Donald Trump one. It's so dumb.
Okay.
Stepbro.steve, he's back. We're fine with it. Got a picture of a kid in a Dunkin' Donuts uniform standing in the middle of a high school hallway. And it's captioned, someone spilled their Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the school lobby. So this kid got out his actual Dunkin' Donuts uniform and started directing traffic around it, saying things like, ma'am, watch out. This is a Dunkin' Donuts matter. And you got to have soul must have had the loadout because he says when a security guard walked up to him and asked what he was doing, the kid told him to stand back and said, I'm just doing my job. Apple at Miss Milkton says soft launching your call out the next day by telling everyone at work your stomach feels a little weird. Alex Press says asked a friend to hang out and he said he was in the middle of getting revenge and would be busy with that for the next week. I want to tell you something. When I read this, the first thing I did was looked at this person's handle. I was like, wait, do I know this person? Is this someone talking about me? I think I've said this. Can't hang out. I'm in the middle of a revenge plot.
Revenge
Mhm.
tour.
Listen, Trash Can's going to be here. If for our listeners, if I don't say who read it, it's probably Trash Can Paul. I really love this picture. It's a picture of like I don't know, medieval,
Sure.
probably maiden,
Yeah.
who's standing there with her arms crossed, and she looks super tough. And behind her is a knight, complete knight armor. His arms are crossed, and he looks super tough too, and he's fucking massive. And it says, "Excuse me, he asked for no pickles." And listen, I am for real in this meme. And I'm not the tough person. I'm the person who asked for no pickles. Trash Can. He posted this in his stories and it says, join the 3-day challenge. The 3-day challenge. No 6 milligram zine on February 29th, 30th, and 31st. Trash Can loves his zine now. Tell you what. Oh, this is something that I just took at a Chinese restaurant. This was my fortune. It says, you will become a vegetarian or vegan.
Wow.
Middle Class Fancy has this picture of this guy from that show that I literally never watch.
Oh, The Office.
Yeah, off the Office Space. And this is Dwayne Wayne or something. And it says, does anyone else have that one coworker who will go to work, clock in, and then eat their breakfast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wayne was from a different world.
I know he was out of this world. The Chive, friend of the show, The Chive.
Hey, Chive.
There's a picture of the Northern Lights, and it's the Aurora Borealis. And then it has a picture of the Southern Lights, and it's Dollar General, Cracker Barrel, and Waffle House. I honestly don't know how many. All right, that was it. That was,
nice.
I have for round 3, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most. Back to you, Brain Damage.
Right.
Like those Southern Lights, maybe crave white gravy.
Okay, here we go with the 98%. And this one says, believing that billionaires are fighting for the working class requires an almost cynical level of delusion. Comical. I meant to say comical, but it's still cynical. All right. Then we have, I used to think you something. It says they're so much better that way. And here we have 2 guys from Star Trek.
Yep.
And then one of them says, I watched a documentary on marijuana last night. The other one looks at him and serious, and he says, that's how I always watched him.
Right, I want you to know, I've seen this meme and I never understood it. It never occurred to me that the documentary was about marijuana.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, what the fuck? You've been watching it sober this whole time? Fucking degenerate. Laughter is the best medicine, soon becoming friends of the show. Says, my goal is to be that old person that everyone is afraid to take out in public. That's me. Gaming layer, because if you're not following gaming layer, then where are you getting the layers for your games? Yes, I stole that from you guys. Oh well.
Good.
No, that's the show theme. You're just
That's the thing.
joining in the culture.
Nice.
Yep.
It says the fact that Dad helped me practice that one. I gotta give her the credit. The fact that they killed off this character in one movie was criminal. It shows 2 panel, and here we have from the actual Star Wars. I was just talking shit to the Star Trek fans earlier. We have Darth Maul, and he is showing off his double blades. And then it shows Star Wars fans from 1999, and it has the picture of Daniel Cormier, Joe Rogan, and John Anik going.
Oh.
Memes, the memes that make you, I hope, maybe dance, probably, because here we have a dancing gecko, and he is, I don't know where his skin went. It's transparent somehow. He's standing in front of a pole, and it says, "Can I interest you in some car insurance?"
Dude, I can hear the 70s bass and this boom, chicka, wow, pow,
Bow, wow, wow. And then Wild Chaos follow. Has a picture of some kind of possum bear thingamajig looking all
Possum.
surprised and weirded out.
Gross.
It says, "Me, sorry I'm late. I broke down on the way to work. Boss, is your car working fine now?" Me, car? Boss, me.
Very sad possum.
He's not talking about a
Pet
car. when it's
possums?
broke down. Here we have
Possums
last
are
year's best
gross.
medicine again. And does anybody know what this guy's name? Remember the guy that was in
Yeah,
War? It's him, right? Warriors, come out and play.
It's Sean Penn
No, it's Sean Penn, and it's
from
from
Fast Times at
Fast
Ridgemont
Times at
High.
Ridgemont High.
Okay, whatever the
And,
fuck
and
that
Sean
means.
Penn wasn't in Warriors.
No.
Okay, well they look both like stoners that would be annoying. So and I knew that was an old movie. The only one I remember is The Warriors. And he's looking all stoned out and kind of confused. And he said, "Dude, I just found out there's no popcorn in popcorn shrimp. Guess there's no reason to try pot roast." And here we have one that shows the gulf of whatever the fuck you want to call it. It says,
Right.
"If we can call a body of water a new name, I feel like we can call all trans people by their names and pronouns too."
Oh.
Okay, but
Hey.
this is why I call it the Gulf of America.
Oh, well, this is why I call it the Gulf of the Special Halloween. Or actually, Spooky Souls did, but they said, "Please keep politics in your pants. They just the funnies."
Dude, you gotta send me that one for my collection.
And then here we got Pilots Cafe backup. Put Pilots Cafe. Oh, the American Triangle, not the Bermuda Triangle.
Hell
The
yeah.
American Triangle. All
That's
right.
what I'm talking about.
We're just making shit. All right. Was that my last one? I thought I had one more. I guess that was the last one.
Wow.
Off to you,
I said
Eric.
we put America on everything.
I'm good with not having America on everything, unless it's like clean water. If we could get clean water to the world, I would love for the American flag to be on that. I don't think we'd have as many terrorists.
Love it or leave it, Eric. Fucking love it or leave it.
I'm
We should put our
trying.
flag on every other country's flag.
I like our flag. I think it's the 21st century though, and we should improve our flag. Already we have more stars and more bars, but I think we need to make them blink like Las Vegas neon. I mean, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Rest of the world with your non-animated, non-lit up flags. Ours is made of neon. That's what I think.
Neon would be a better first name than Elon. If that guy's name was Neon Musk, I'd be like, that guy sucks, but his name fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He just seems like a knob. I think that would be a better name for him. A knob. You know what I mean? You gotta say it that way too. A knob.
Well, his name spelled backwards will be Noel.
Hey guys, real quick, my son has a question. Who's faster, the Flash or Sonic?
I think the
I
Flash.
think the Flash for sure.
I think
Sonic can't penetrate through walls with vibration.
Okay.
Sonic
Man.
is just an animal.
Good point. Barry Allen's a scientist.
Exactly.
Dude, I love how we all came together. Comic
Yeah.
book nerds don't normally do
That
that.
was so fast.
So
All right, Eric, do your penultimate round, goddammit.
penultimate round brought to you by Blaze Moshe. Blaze
Mm.
Moshe, the therapeutic tranquility one feels when listening to the crackling and burning of firewood.
It's actually blase. Blase moche.
Blaze Moche,
Mm.
the
Bla-
therapeutic tranquility. Fuck it. Brought to you by
Blase
Glow
moche.
Fuck Yourself. Here's a chicken nugget looking right at Michael. Literally had this chicken nugget giving you the finger with
I
this.
don't get it, but okay.
You see the
Dude,
little-
if you don't mention that is Meatwad's face.
it's Meatwad's face. Yeah, Meatwad's little smile and eyes. Yeah. I got an idea. Why don't you just go fuck yourself? Friend of the show, even Simone at Smorgas Boredom says, every time we're forced to talk about Joe Rogan, I am reminded of my best and most immutable axiom. Nothing that only men like is cool. And dude, Katie's
really true.
snapping next to me. Katie sent me this one, so thanks to the friend of the show, Katie. But yeah, put this one out there. Oh my God. It probably was the most, like, got the most traction, started all kinds of fights. But primarily it was because my friend Eric said, this is what's wrong with liberals right now. And and like everyone was just like, explain what you mean, dude. What do you mean, dude? What are you talking about? And I was just like, that's the problem with liberals? I thought the problem was we didn't have enough guns.
I don't know if this is listen. I'm just gonna say something here.
Yeah.
Trains.
Oh no, because I think some women like trains. Female friends that are obsessed with trains. Katie's
I
one.
would say percentage wise, more women like Joe Rogan than trains.
Huh. All right. I think we're going to table this discussion for our next debate. All right. I just want to catch you guys up onto a nice little fight that's happening in DC.
Steam powered trains, dude. Fucking seen those things?
I do. I love steam. I do.
They're so fucking
Oh,
cool.
I thought you were. Never mind.
Michael said trains. Brain heard tranny. Everything got confused.
No. He said that women don't like trains. I for sure thought he just was talking about the kind. Okay.
Look,
Forget
everyone likes to run a train. Can we all just agree? All right, moving on. A little fight you guys should know about in DC is that our new stammering idiot, what is he? He is, how many is Homeland Security or ICE or whatever the guy is at the head of that. His name is Tom Homan, but we're going to be calling him Fascist Uncle Fester. Okay?
There we go. That's who he is.
Fascist Uncle Fester to AOC said she's the dumbest congresswoman ever elected to Congress. And if you know anything about the Congress and anything at all about AOC, you realize this guy is an ignorant bag of hammers. So he's trying to say like he's gonna like send her to jail or whatever, have her investigated. And he's like, what, for freedom of speech? Read a constitution, dipstick. Anyway, it's pretty funny. But you should just know that Fascist Uncle Fester is gonna make another appearance. I'm almost certain of it. Here in WTF memes, James Coleman has this post of Spock on Star Trek looking very pained. And it says, flat earthers, when they realize that they are breathing air from the atmosphere and not from the atmosphere.
I only breathe from the atmos courage.
In the new Chicago comedy scene, and if you're not following the group, the new Chicago comedy scene, you are missing out on the Chicago comedy scene, has this post from Bruce G, who has reposted Fahad Syed comedy. And Bruce G is posting this from Fahad Syed comedy because we are shaming this man. He said, with every single male comedian in the city of Chicago getting accused of sexual assault, at what point do you stop believing that the lesbian mafia who's been going around accusing people? And he got torn up. Like a very long discussion ensued. And all I could say was, I have never wanted mafia stories to be real so hard. Chicago comedy, lesbian mafia? Are you kidding me? I would watch that show. Okay, I would watch that show. Anyway, he's rapidly being canceled for being a chud up in Chicago. Here's a picture of a before and after of Elon, one now when he has hair, and in the past when he didn't. And it says, someone needs to tell Elon Musk that the hair transplant, the jawline surgery, and the supplemental testosterone he's talked about are all examples of gender affirming care. Which is,
Yep.
quick reminder, here's a picture of Elon saying, how can I be a Nazi when my friend here is black? And it's a Kanye, and Kanye saying, I am a Nazi. Which, as you know, has come up a lot. And it's like, this might be an actual photograph of the words coming out of his mouth. We're not even sure. Moving on, Steve Hofstetter, friend of the show, says, I can't believe Elon Musk held a press conference in the Oval Office next to that immature, vulgar, petulant child and also his son. Class. Laura Regario says, Elon Musk is mad about Judge McConnell's decision to unfreeze federal grants. So he posted a picture of the judge's daughter, her full name, her position of where she works, and a page of a signed tax statement that she filed. The judge's daughter. Elon just doxed her with crap from the IRS.
And he, like, in addition to using government information for his own personal vendetta illegally, all of that, also, like, he can't even do it with a name like Neon Musk, which would at least be a cool name.
It's true. Even Neon Chud really would be a cool name. But alas. Here we have a picture of a girl with her hand under her chin, and she's sort of looking wistfully off into the distance. Says, wow, if I had a nickel for every time I found out I had half siblings through Reddit, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? This is Elon Musk's transgender daughter, Vivian. It's weird that she found out she had 2 half siblings through Reddit.
We love her, but also we should call him Elon Musk.
What? Oh, there we go. All right, yes, son of Chud.
ELON, Ellen. Sorry.
Oh, Ellen.
Yep.
Yeah. These homophone jokes are difficult, man. Moving on. Friend of the show, Steve Hofstetter, second time in the show, says, just watched an interview with Elon Musk and yikes. To quote my favorite scene in Cheers, usually people of your limited physical appeal make up for it with an actual personality. And I think it's funny too is Steve Hofstetter is kind of doing a Facebook for the blind by quoting Cheers. Am I right? Anyway, yeah. I had to post this to a lot of my stupid friends. It's just a scene from Idiocracy, and it's people explaining about Brando, but I have captioned it, Doge has electrolytes. Dude, how do you not understand? Doge has electrolytes. It has electrolytes. Literally, I got into it with this one, I don't know, Elon head, Trumpster. I don't know.
Ellen head.
Okay. And he started talking about crypto, and I'm like, oh my God, you're going to lose all of your money. No,
Superman's dog?
the cryptocurrency bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Rounding out my penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most, Oriacron says this was an Onion article 11 years ago. It's a picture of a Chinese minister on a chair. It says CIA uncovers Chinese plot to just sit back and enjoy the collapse of the United States. Captioned, Yun Sun in Foreign Affairs, Beijing assumes that Washington's own policies will dismantle the foundations of U.S. global hegemony, even if it creates a lot of turbulence. And the memes of production has brought back this classic, and I, for one, salute you. And that, except for my post with the most, has been my penultimate round. Michael, what you got?
Real chip around there, Eric.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, my post with the most this week came from the Chive. There's a picture of hot air balloons and a tweet from Ron Iver, or Ron Iver. And it says, Ron Iver. I'm calling him Rony Bear. So Rony Bear says hot air balloons kick ass. Are they safe? Not really. Can you stop if you don't like it though? Think again. But can you steer? Listen, don't bring that negative energy into this wicker basket, or I'm gonna light this flamethrower. And that was my post with the most this week. How about you, Brain?
Tight.
All right. Here we've got aha, laughter is the best medicine again. Says family member, you know we can all see your posts, right? And you haven't reacted to any of them. The disappointment is mutual.
That's how you beat disappointment. Just be disappointed back.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Time to do this. My post with the most is the cowboy from the Big Lebowski, the narrator, and he's just saying expecting coders to find a fraud is like expecting billionaires to pay their taxes. And I did post an article saying, yeah, Tesla reported zero federal income tax on $2 billion of income in 2024. So yeah, expecting billionaires to pay their taxes. Something sinister is afoot. That was my terribly funny post with the most. Man, I believe that wraps up an entire episode of Facebook for the Blind. 195, boys.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen. 100.
Feels like 1,000.
It sometimes does. Do you remember though we started this? Everybody had COVID and we couldn't leave the house.
Yeah, the good old days.
Oh, I could drink.
All right, we did it.
We did it.
Love you, George.
Love you all.
Love you,
Thank you.
Beverly.
Jinx.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.